This week on Channel 8 News, we'll be looking at the mourners waiting, the Westminster queue, highlights from the Bearcat soccer and football game, and more. Your Channel 8 News starts right now.
Thanks for tuning in to Channel 8 News. The show is where we provide news coverage on the Northwest Missouri State University campus and in the Maryville community. I'm Byrd.
And I'm Alexis Kuhnert. Before we get into this week's stories, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications button for all the latest news and updates.
It's been over a week now since the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. Last Friday morning, the queue for the Queen's lying in state in London was paused because it reached capacity. Despite the closure, mourners still joined the queue. It was officially reopened several hours later.
Before the pause, the queue was almost 5 miles long, with people waiting at least 14 hours. After reopening, the wait time was estimated at over 24 hours. CNN's Isabel Rosales reports from London, where thousands are lined up for miles to say their final goodbyes to Queen Elizabeth II.
Yeah, people are coming from every corner of the UK and abroad to be a part of this moment, this once-in-a-lifetime moment, to say goodbye to the Queen in person. And there's a fierce determination here from these people waiting in line, despite the miles of that long, the cold, this wind, all of that. They are determined to get to Westminster Hall and have that personal connection with the Queen, to give a nod, to give a bow, and to say goodbye. There is a deep sense of sorrow and of national loss here, but there's a dichotomy at play here because there also is a celebration, a remembrance, people in the crowd laughing, having a good time, sharing tea, sharing wine, talking about their personal encounters with the Queen or stories about her, and really celebrating the 70 years of service that this woman provided for so many as they slowly inch forward into Westminster Hall. Also, surprise appearances, celebrity appearances. David Beckham, the footballer, waiting himself 13 hours in line to get in there and say goodbye to the Queen. Today, that line reaching an astounding 24 hours of wait. I want you now to listen to the emotion of one woman who waited for her turn to say goodbye.
It's beautifully serene in there. Just sad for a lady that's given her life to serve our country. It didn't really feel real till I walked through there, and now it feels very real that she's actually gone. But I felt I needed to come and say goodbye from myself and from my family and say thank you, and that's what I felt I've done.
And the government has asked people to not travel to join the queue at this moment. I would imagine that the queue will have to be stopped at some point on Sunday. Folks, the public will have until early in the morning on Monday, and then it will be shut off. That is when she will be transferred over to Westminster Abbey for that state funeral. In London, I'm Isabel Rosales reporting.
Thanks, Isabel. Northwest Missouri State University's Board of Regents approved a presidential search prospectus for candidates who indicate their interest in the role, along with a $1,500 faculty retention payment.
An 11-page document was compiled with the feedback from students, faculty, staff, and the Maryville community from an online survey and a series of input sessions. All of the feedback within these documents detail the opportunity available at Northwest for prospective candidates and the requirements of the role, desired traits, and experiences.
Michael Ballou from Anthem Executive stated, "You're not going to find someone who has everything, but we strive for that, and we get as close as we possibly can, and we help the committee narrow down from there."
For more information about Northwest Presidential Search, visit nwmissouri.edu/president search. Also, be sure to click on the link in the description below to read more about the story in the Northwest Missourian.
When we return, we'll be kicking it over to the Bearcat Update with Skyler Stamps covering the Bearcat women's soccer game against UCM, along with some highlights from the Bearcat football team over Family Weekend. Don't go away.
Tristynn, what are you doing here?
What do you think I'm doing here? Making TikToks? And it's not about what I do. It's about what we do here. So we start with storyboarding the content we want to create for our clients. It could be anyone from small businesses, nonprofits, and organizations both on campus and in the Maryville community. We write, we film, we edit, we create, and then we wait. So if you're someone who thinks you need us, We are KNWT Creative Services.
Out of 7 billion people, each one of them has a different story.
We share our stories with family and friends.
We tell our stories through laughter and tears.
We create our stories with talents and strengths.
We survive our stories of hardships and grief.
And throughout everything we live through,
We are staying for the stories.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Katie Byrd.
And I'm Alexis Kuhnert. Before we continue to the news, we're going to kick it over to Bearcat Update with Skyler Stamps.
Thanks, ladies. Welcome back to Bearcat Update. I'm your host, Skyler Stamps. Fall sports are in full effect and we have plenty to cover, so let's get right into it. After our Lady Bearcat soccer team got off to a hot start, they played Central Missouri, where I had the coverage. The Bearcats started off their season 3-0-2 while only allowing 1 goal versus Missouri St. Louis. Last Sunday, the Bearcats took on the 19th ranked Jennies of Central Missouri. The defense for the Cats was solid in the first half, keeping the ball out of the goal. In the first corner kick of the day, Jennies defender Lindsay Edmonds sends the ball back to her team side. As the Jennies start to lose their footing, Kaylee Rock and Maddie Taylor almost get the first goal of the day, but the Jennies goalie Sydney Beck gets the saves. At halftime, the score remained at 0-0. Though the Bearcats took more control of the ball in the second half, they never found the back of the net. The lone goal of the game came from Chloe Grubb, where she sneaks the ball past Bearcat goalie Lily Ellis. The final score of the game would be 1-0 in favor of the Jennies. The final stats for Sunday's game were covered by the Jennies, all besides the Bearcats' 9 corner kicks and 6 shots on goal compared to the Jennies' 4. On the flip side, the team was back in action at Missouri Southern on the 16th, where the Bearcats came out with the 3-0 win. The first goal of the day came from Hannah Sterling as the ball gets past the Missouri Southern's goalie. And the second goal of the night, Kaylee Rock gets the ball to Sophia Sissel as she finds the back of the net. The third and final goal of the night was paid off by Kaylee Rock as she was assisted by Tegan Blackburn. The Bearcats will be back in action Sunday as they take on the Jennies of Central Missouri once again. They look to add win number 5 to the record and avenge the loss to the Jennies this past week. From the field to the court, the women's volleyball team played 2 games this week. First, they swept Emporia State in 3 sets and took down Washburn, the second-ranked team in Division II. Switching over to Bearcat football, the Bearcats played against Central Missouri on Saturday. When the game clock hit 0, the Bearcats took the win 24-7. Jack Dunning highlighted one key player that led to the Bearcats' success.
Well, let's see, out of the shotgun, and the handoff goes to Moya. Moya up the middle, across the midfield to the 45 as a flag falls, and left to Hornsey in the backfield. Again, operating out of the gun, takes the snap, dumps it off the left side. Moya with some blockers in front of me. The numbers to the 30, to the 20, cuts into the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Northwest!
And our Bearcats' 24-7 win over the Central Missouri Mules. The running game was performing very well. The Bearcats had 181 rushing yards on 43 attempts, and a large part of this production was senior running back Jamar Moya, who led the team with 69 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. This is just a really simple zone run play with 2 pulling linemen. Moya does a really good job being patient, letting the play develop in front of him, then cutting hard away from the defensive lineman and using his speed to get extra yards on this cutback.
And races out of bounds on the Mule sideline near the 38-yard line. A nice run.
On this play, his O-line gets driven back a bit, meaning he has to go all the way to the D-gap between the 2 tight ends to get some forward movement. He's instantly met with a defender in his way, however he shrugs him off like it's no big deal and gets in for the touchdown. However, Moya's production wasn't just on the ground. He was also the Bearcats' leading receiver with 7 catches for 69 yards and a touchdown. On this play, it's just a simple screen pass. However, when Moya gets the ball, he does really well being patient, waiting for his lineman to get him some downfield blocks. He then uses his speed to get the easy touchdown for him. This play shows that he can be explosive even if he doesn't have the ball in his hands. He's in pass protection on this play, responsible for the blitzing linebacker, and he completely destroys the linebacker, allowing this big play to happen. Overall, Jamar Moya made a big impact on the game. Whenever the Bearcats needed a big play, they went to Moya. Reporting with Bearcat Update, this has been Jack Dunning. Back to you, Skyler.
That's all the time we have here for Bearcat Update. Be sure to tune in next week to stay connected to all things Bearcat sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Skyler. When we come back, we will be taking a look at how Northwest provides assistance to those with undecided majors, as well as the health and well-being of the students here on campus. Stay tuned for more.
And cut. Well, folks, we've had a lot of changes this season. I mean, look at me. I used to be the lovable rookie, but now I run the whole operation. But no matter what changes, this will always be Nerd Central, your one-stop shop for all things nerd. And let me introduce you to the new era of Nerd Central. We already have a case of man-eating disease.
Do you like video games at all? If so, you should come check us out on Gen 2.
We have a bunch of gaming-centric packs for you to watch. Also, don't forget to subscribe to KNWT to not miss any episodes of Gen 2.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Katie Byrd.
And I'm Alexis Kuhnert. Deciding on a major or minor is one of the toughest decisions any graduating high school senior or current college student has to make. I met with Jeremy Waldeyer, the Director of Admissions for Recruitment, to discuss how Northwest is helping undecided students figure out where they can fit in here at Northwest. On Undecided Major Day, Northwest is already in motion, giving potential students tours and insight of what the campus is like. At the start of the day, students will take pictures with their families, glean information about the school, and take home some fun pens and stickers. They can even snap a picture of Bobby the Bearcat himself. I spoke with Jeremy Waldeyer, the Director of Admissions for Recruitment, to see what he hoped the students would get out of this event.
What we like to see from our visit days for families is the opportunity to experience life as a student at Northwest. So we hope they learn and understand what it's like to experience being a Bearcat. So eating in the food court, checking out the residence halls, and kind of learning more about the academic programs we offer too.
Throughout the tour, some of the places the students will visit will be the J.W. Jones Student Union, the admissions building, and the bell tower. When passing by the bell tower, the students will see many other social events. Greek life, student media, religious organizations, and more host activities here for everyone to get involved in.
Your senior year, and you get a job before you graduate. That is the best thing. So take advantage of those things. Lots of resources are available. But if you don't go out, reach out and take advantage of them when you get enrolled.
At the end of the tour and a break for lunch, the students attend a student success presentation where they learn more about academic success, student affairs, and career services. The last item on the day's agenda was an introduction to the majors and minors Northwest has to offer. As the students disperse to reflect on their experiences, Jeremy Waldeyer is back again to express his advice for the students.
To explore the different college options that you're interested in, do some research online, but definitely tour the schools you're interested in so you can see firsthand what those schools have to offer.
For the stories that matter to you, this has been Alexis Kuhnert with Channel 8 News.
And in other news, the new Nodaway Humane Society teamed up with the Wellness Center here at Northwest by bringing in adoptable puppies for students to pet and relieve some stress. I met with the social media coordinator for the Wellness Center to get the inside scoop on how both of these organizations collaborate to improve the health and well-being of the students. On the afternoon of Thursday, September 15th, the Wellness Center hosted Dog Day afternoon at the Memorial Bell Tower. Students were able to de-stress and play with pets from the new Nodaway Humane Society that are available for adoption.
I really love animals. I always go to the Humane Society, so out here just petting some dogs. My favorite part about this experience, honestly, is just like having a nice, calm, relaxing day, just to pet the animals and like a little pit stop to just have fun, see what kind of dogs they brought out this time. And I just heard about it. I saw it like kind of posted everywhere, I was in like my sorority Facebook group chat. I think that other people should come to these kind of events because then they get a feeling of like what Wellness Center does and how they help people.
The Wellness Center emphasizes making mental health a priority, and the dogs were on campus to help bring a smile to many students' faces.
My name is Maddie Barnes. I'm the social media coordinator for the Wellness Center, and we're out here today just giving students a way to kind of relieve some stress with stuff going on, especially a lot of freshmen. There's a lot of first exams coming up and all that. So, everybody loves dogs, and that's just a great way to relieve some stress, get some energy out, and be able to hang out with some of the cuties from the Humane Society. So it's a really good way to get involved just on campus, and you get to pet dogs, so that's always super fun. So I had to go get the dogs today, so that was a lot of fun, being able to take them in the car and stuff like that. But just being able to meet all the students out here and be able to kind of educate them on their mental health and that kind of stuff, and just what exactly the Wellness Center has to offer them, because it's not just the clinic. There's so many things that they can do, and then they get to come pet puppies.
Both dogs and students had a fun and relaxing time at this event. Until next time, I'm Katie Byrd with Channel 8 News.
Well, that is all the time we have here at Channel 8 News. But before we go, be sure to click on the links below to rewatch certain sections of our show, as well as some upcoming events here at Northwest we've mentioned in this episode.
We also want to hear from you guys, so leave a comment below on these stories. And be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button for all the latest news and updates, as well as our other content right here on our YouTube page at KNWT TV. For the stories that matter to you, I'm Katie Byrd.
I'm Alexis Kuhnert. And have a great night.